Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Anchor MMA, and I am back with my UFC 324 predictions and parlays. We are back. We're back to the normal. We're back to reality. We're back to being degenerates. Let's be honest. But let's get straight into it. Starting off in the prelims, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I'm going to go with Charles Johnson by late TKO. Honestly, I just feel like Charles Johnson is the better fighter, and he's on a better run than Alex Perez is on. He has good KO power, and KOing Joshua Van definitely does not hurt his case. So I'm going to go with Charles Johnson on this one. Up next, we have Atiba Gauthier versus Andre Puliev. This is obvious. I mean, Atiba Gauthier by first round KO. I mean, at some point they're gonna have to give Atiba Gauthier a ranked opponent, but who knows when that'll come. He's just a killer, and he's walking everybody down at middleweight right now, and I think he needs an actual test, and this fight for damn sure is not that. Next, we have Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. I don't know. I'm going to go with Krylov by TKO. I just think Krylov is more proven and experienced than whatever his name is. I mean, he's a nobody, obviously. But, I mean, for Nikita Krylov, this is kind of a step down in competition. Obviously, this guy has no name value, so I think Nikita Krylov gets this one done by TKO. Up next, I don't know why this is not in the main card, but we have Davidson Figueiredo versus Umar Nurmagomedov. This might come to a surprise to a lot of people, but if you go back and watch their fights, Umar is going to win by KO. I mean, Figgy is just not the same fighter he used to be. He definitely lost his step. He's looked not good against not great opponents. And Umar's striking is extremely underrated, and I think a KO or a TKO, it'll be later, maybe in the third round, maybe late second, but I think Umar will get this done with damage. He'll damage Figgy really badly because he's got really nice hands. If you go back and watch that Merab fight, a lot of his shots that he put on him would affect other people, but Merab's chin is ridiculous. Just the way his head is formed, you can tell he's made to eat punches, but I'm going to go with Umar by KO here. Up next, we got Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. This is my favorite fight of the night. I would definitely say you could give this one to either one, but I'm going to give it to Arnold Allen by unanimous decision. A lot of people have recency bias on Gene Silva, even though he just got KO'd by Diego Lopez. I think Arnold Allen has faced a lot tougher competition. He fought Max Holloway and Evloev in 2 out of his last 3 fights. Incredible fighters. And he won 2 out of 5 rounds in both of those. So I think Arnold Allen is a really, really good fighter. I'm not trying to shit on Gene Silva because he's a great fighter, but I just don't think he's as good as Arnold Allen, and I think Arnold Allen will prove how good he is by finally getting back in that cage and fighting. Next, we got Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva. I love Thug Rose. I think she's my favorite women's MMA fighter, but I honestly can't see her winning. I got Natalia Silva by unanimous decision. Natalia Silva is a really, really good fighter. She's a really good up-and-comer. She's really dangerous. She's undefeated in the UFC. And Rose just doesn't have that same step that she used to have. So I'm going to go with Natalia Silva by unanimous decision here pretty comfortably. Up next, I mean, this is just a heavyweight banger, is it not? Just two brawlers. But I think Waldo could take this to the ground and make it a long night for Derek Lewis. But I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is better than Derek Lewis at every aspect. Honestly, I think he wins by whatever he wants, but I'm going to go with Waldo by KO. Waldo's an absolute beast, and I think he's just going to destroy Derek Lewis, and I think he'd destroy most of that heavyweight division. I think there's a few fighters that I think could give him a tough test, and Derek Lewis might be one of them, but honestly, I think where's Waldo Cortez Acosta is a killer, and I think he'll prove that against Derek Lewis. Because Waldo has a great chin, and he hasn't really been hurt that bad before. He's never been KO'd, but Derek Lewis definitely has been KO'd a couple times in the UFC, so I am going with my gut. I'm going with my boy Waldo Cortez Acosta. Up next, we got the co-main event, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I'm going to go with Sugar Sean by unanimous decision. I was kind of going back and forth on this for a little bit, and then I kind of hit a reality check, like, who has Song Yadong really beat? That Henry Cejudo win doesn't really age well because that was a really close fight, and after seeing what Peyton Talbot did to him, I just don't rate that win incredibly, honestly. And I think Sean O'Malley's pretty hungry, and he wants to get back in that title picture. He's been in the media saying, like, he doesn't like how, like, he didn't like how he wasn't even the co-main, which obviously he's the co-main now because of the Harrison Nunes fight got canceled, but I think Sugar Sean wants to get back in that title picture, and I think he will. I think he could honestly get a finish, but I think Song Yadong has a pretty good chin, and I don't think he'll get caught that bad. But I think Sean O'Malley will want it more. I think he's the better fighter, so I'm going with Sean O'Malley. And now the main event, Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. Before I say anything, this fight could go quite literally either way. If Justin won, wouldn't be too surprised. If Paddy won, wouldn't be too surprised. But I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett by unanimous decision. Paddy just absolutely destroyed Chandler, which I think is a better win than people are giving him credit for. Chandler's had some tough fights with some people, and Paddy just dismantled him and easily finished him. Bloodied him up terribly. And Justin's last fight was a very competitive fight with Fiziev. It was a unanimous decision, but I mean, Fiziev won that first round. Justin picked it up after that, but I like Paddy's last win more than Fiziev, because obviously Fiziev is a better fighter, but what Paddy Pimblett did to Chandler makes that win more impressive in my books than a Fiziev decision. I think in this fight, Paddy's kicks are just going to be huge. His leg kicks, he does drop his hands when he kicks, which kind of worries me. But I think he'll catch him with some good head kicks, kicks to the body. His leg kicks are really good if Justin doesn't counter them very well. And I think if Paddy gets this to the ground and gets on top of Justin Gaethje, I think Justin Gaethje is cooked. Because Paddy has some pretty good ground and pound. Obviously, his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. He's an all-around really good fighter, and I think his striking is a lot better than people think. And I think he'll hold his own against Gaethje. But I could see this going either way. I could see Gaethje getting a late finish, late TKO. And I could see Paddy subbing him early, subbing him late. Like, I think this is a banger fight, and these are the type of fights I love because they're truly 50-50 and I don't know who to pick. But again, I think this could go either way, but I have Paddy Pimblett by unanimous decision. Overall, this is a really good card. Can't complain about it at all for the first Paramount pay-per-view. But we're going to move on to the parlays. The first leg, I got Atiba Gautier under 5 minutes fight time. I can't see this going to the second round. I really can't. He's not going to stand in there with Atiba Gautier for more than a round, even if he runs around like his last opponent did. Next, I got Paddy Pimblett over 2.5 rounds. I like this. I don't think there will be that early of a finish. I think if there is a finish, it'll be later in kind of the championship rounds. So I think that I'm pretty comfortable with. And I got Justin Gaethje over 55.5 significant strikes. Only way I see this happening is if there's a decently early finish. And like I said, I just really can't see that happening. And win or loss, I think Justin Gaethje gets the over 55.5 significant strikes pretty comfortably. He throws pretty decent volume and significant strikes. He definitely gets a lot of significant strikes. They're not just pitter-patter strikes, you know what I mean? And the next one is just a normal one. I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley at minus 205 and Arnold Allen at plus 215 and Waldo Cortez Acosta at minus 325. Obviously, Arnold Allen is definitely the risky one, and I can see this not hitting. Like, once again, that fight is very close, and I won't be mad if you pick Gene Silva. But the other two, I'm very confident in. But Arnold Allen, you stick him in there, and he wins, and you get a lot more money off of that parlay. But I appreciate you guys checking out the video, watching all the way through. I will post my reaction and rant as soon as I can, hopefully on Sunday morning or Sunday at some point. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.